Hello everyone, this is Cheryl and this is the whole bucket and this is December Spaghetti Box Window Day. It's also Costa Rica Day, number 10. And Costa Rica's cookie is called Chicky Caramel. Chicky. We'll try that later, provided I remember. Forgotten Snacks Day, I forgot my snack. That's kind of hilarious. I have a bunch of stuff to show you. Well, maybe not a bunch, but I had December in a 3-ring binder, but it was a 1-inch spine, and it is over full. So I ordered a 2-inch spine. Here, this one. Nothing expensive, nothing fancy, just a 2-inch spine. Look at this. It took 2 inches to do December. Anyway, anywho, it all fits in here, and the last page should fit in here too. There's the tree I decided on. Wait a second. This camera is wonky. There we go. That's a little better. It's still pretty wonky. Oh, sorry if I'm making you dizzy. There we go. Okay, there's the tree I ended up with. I ended up cutting it out, stenciling under, around, and over to some degree. A different background. I'm much happier now. Much happier. But there are our forgotten snack thieves. They're so cute. The problem was this clasp would not shut properly. And I still don't know what I'm going to do with this journal, because it's like miles from done. But if it turns out good, I might want to sell it. And if I should want to sell it, it's going to need a better cover. And it's not going to need one that's faulty. So I took a hammer to this one and I hammered it so it will work. But I'm not willing to send that to somebody else. If they pay money for a product, right? It has to be a good product. So I will keep this 3-ring binder for myself. And I bought yet another one, which I know I'm getting ridiculous, but honestly, I kind of need one anyway, so it's not hurting me any. I will keep the hammered one, and I got our good one. Oh, I better back up a little more and better straighten out a little more. I got another one. So now this one came, it was in perfect condition, and I have covered it with fabric, and I covered it with colors, and I'm covering the inside now with that favorite paper of mine. I took the 3 rings off and got rid of the rivets in it and replaced it with fancy buttons. So it's got these fancy buttons. They're so pretty. I was so excited when I found them. I'm like, oh my gosh, do I even have any coat buttons? And sure enough, I did. Then this paper is going on. There's going to be a pocket here so we can slide things into there. And then once this is done and dry, I will move the pages over here and see what's next. But I can go ahead and move forward with cover design. Ooh. So this will finally have a home. Anyway, that's the update about the cover. It is finally underway in a way that makes me optimistic. Today's project, however, I am not particularly optimistic about. Not for any serious, or not for any specific reason other than I, health-wise, am not doing great today. I almost made it through the whole month, right? I think early on I thought I was going to crash and then I didn't. Yay. Today I mini crashed and my brain and body are not quite functioning. So we're going to sit here and play a little bit and see what happens when a disabled person with chronic health issues tries to craft when their brain is not functioning. This could either be a practice in futility, or sometimes excitement and adrenaline and stuff will give me a surge of function. So maybe that's what will happen. And we will actually get somewhere. In any case, this is more of a science project than an art project. So take a look at this. When I was doing the cover and the colors on it, I needed to use a lot of water. And I have created background papers by sopping up the water in between treatments. Pretty cool. I'm liking that. And I wanted to do my spaghetti box windows into a French door. So I have the pieces ready to go and cut out, right? But they don't have, like, if I use these as a door, I don't have anything inside here. And if I use them in a door, then what good are the windows? I mean, they're kind of good still, but I think the windows are better if you tuck stuff in and can pull stuff out, because I always think that's a kick. So I think what I might do is take a piece of this and line the window to make pockets. So we can have things going in the pockets. And then when you open the doors, there'll be something else inside the doors. Okay, I am back. And I'm going to try again to sit here for a few minutes and do some crafting. And I have decided to do some old-fashioned napkin stuff. What do you call it? Decoupage on these doors. With this one right here. I think I'm going to try, in fact, not I think I'm going to try, I am going to try to get this border on the bottom of the door, and then the flowers going up. So, in case you have never done the napkin trick, first thing you want to do is separate out your layers of napkin. And if you don't have an easy way to do that with fingernails, or you know they're not coming apart right, grab a piece of tape. Scotch tape would be better. I don't know if I have any, but if you can get a tape to stick to the one layer, there we go. It just pulls the layers apart, and then you can just pull. Look at that. Whee! Now, there are some napkins out there in the world that have 3 layers. Most only have 2 these days, you know, because that's the way things are. But there are such things as 3-layer napkins, and you want to make sure that you only have 1 layer of stuff if you try this technique. So the next thing to do is to figure out how you're going to attach this to this. And what I'm going to do is apply glue to the door, and then I'm going to lay the door down, because I want as few wrinkles as possible today. Sometimes you want strength and dimension, and you want it to be tactile, and you don't want to be crazy fussy or whatever. So if you put the glue on and then lay the napkin on top, you can often get some wrinkling stuff going on, and it's super cool. I'm gonna try for not wrinkly today. So let me get my Collage Podge out. And I'm going to Collage Podge everywhere except the window if I can. Easier said than done, because I'm kind of a clumsy girl. But I want to get right up to the window, but not in it, because I don't want the napkin sticking to the window. I should have got out a doggy mat. Okay. So not perfect. I can already see a couple places I got on the window. Not that big a deal, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. Close enough is close enough. So I'm going to wipe a little of that out of there and there and there. That should be good enough. And then I'll show you how to get napkin off, or I mean, yeah, off the window, even if you do glue it. So let's not pull this into the Collage Podge on my desk. I'm going to follow the line here. There's a line in the design. I'm going to just try to follow that line to get it nice and level. Look how much it's curling up. My door is curling up. Okay. And then let's just hold that flat a bit. All right. There's one. And we're going to try to do the other side the same way. Oh wait, but this one goes this way. I almost did that completely wrong. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can. Does it even matter? Yes, it matters, because I want this design at the bottom of both doors. And both sides are different. All right, I have to do a second napkin so that I make sure I'm getting them right. Okay, I'm going to do a second napkin, because there's a difference in the pattern and the heights of the pattern. I didn't know that. And I forgot that the doors are also not even with each other. So if I didn't get this right, I would end up with a very ridiculous looking situation. I'm not sure what I would do with that. I mean, there's a way to fix almost everything, isn't there? There we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I spoke too soon. There we go. There we go. Whoops. There, I ripped my door area right to bits. All right. should save that. If you ever do this, save your white spaces of napkin, and like I just wrapped up and threw away 2 chunks of it, but that stuff is good for this stuff is good if you do stamping and stuff on it for making your own tissue paper type situation. Okay. Oh my. Oh my. Okay. Big mess. Too much Collage Podge, too much water, not enough puppy pad. The puppy pads were a lucky find. That was a complete accident. I got somebody else's order from shopping online, and they just said, well, just keep it. We'll send out the right stuff, but we don't need that back. Well, I didn't have a puppy. So I got a box of puppy pads a few years ago now, and I still have it because I don't use them very often, but they do make wonderful work spaces. I'm going to pull out that napkin I just wrapped up, and instead of completely wasting it, I can use it to clean up my big fat mess. Okay. Strange that I think I used more water on this one, but it's not curling up like the other one did. I wonder what that's all about. I mean, not that it matters, but it is a curiosity. Oh. So these are in fact spaghetti box windows, but I tore a layer of the package off. They were just too thick. So I tore the label side off, and that's how I ended up with craft, basically just craft cardstock with a window in it, which is kind of handy dandy. I'm wondering now if I should do this on the inside too, because the inside of these doors is going to show up. So I should either also decorate the inside with this paper, or I should paint it. I'm not sure which I will do. No. I'm wrong. Never mind. I completely forgot that I'm going to make the inside into a pocket anyway. Okay, so we need these to dry a bit, so let's set that aside. And in the meantime, I think we can use one of these to measure. So what I'm thinking is I will fold one of these pieces to fit the inside of the door exactly. just like that. And then I cannot believe what a mess my desk is. Holy buckets. It's it's amazing I can even move in here right now. After the last day, me and my crush, I am going to spend some time rebooting before I hit January. And I am not joining a January prompt thingy. I'm doing my own prompt thingy because I want to do, well, I'm going to call it Junk Journal January Just the Bits. Because I wanted to follow Junk Journal January, and I looked into it, and I'm not going to follow it. And I'm a little sad about that because I have never done it, and I'd like to. But I need covers prepped and cards cut and tags cut and some beading bits done and whatever. So I have a whole list of stuff that I would like to do through the month of January to stock up on all the bits and pieces that you need for creating journals. If there is one thing I have discovered through Defemorember this year is that when I use kits in particular, if I just use the kit as it is, straight up, I lose some creativity. It is not the fault of the kit or anything else, and I will continue to use digital kits. But it does, like some of the artwork that I have found to use is so beautiful that I can't think of what else to do with it. It already has layers built in. It already has beauty built in. The most I can do is add sparkle here and there and assemble in an appealing way. But it kind of shuts down some creativity pieces. So what I would like to do is get a bunch of the basic bits done. Get some signatures pre-assembled. Get some tags cut. Like I mentioned, all the things I mentioned and more. And then see if I can not only create my own, which I want to do a bunch of, but also find ways to use a digital kit, but still, you know, do a lot of junk journal parts too. I don't know how to combine the pristine with the junk journal vibe, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's my goal for January, is to do the bits and pieces. I will probably watch people's junk journal January things just to keep me in the loop and feel like I'm part of stuff. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to now apparently put water in my tiny sprayer because it's empty again. This sprayer is too tiny. It's too tiny. And if I just get it wet and then start carefully, I can peel away the bits of the window. This window's got kind of a unique curve to it, so I need to try to get up that in there to show that curve. Okay, just like that. Just like that. Okay, now I'm going to set this one aside and let it dry some more. Let's do the same thing to the other one. So one of these doors will have the curve at the top, and one will have the curve at the bottom, and one will have a higher window, and one will have a lower window. That's not usually like me. I have to be pretty symmetrical. So it's going on a limb for me. I think it's very funny that that is what I consider an artistic limb. That's oh, we all have our things, don't we? We all have our things. I will tell you though, even though it is out on an artistic limb and it is cattywampus, where I would like straight instead, it is balanced, because heaven forbid we should be unbalanced. Maybe that's a whole different issue, huh? All right, let's see what we got. I think that is going to be too different for the doors. What did I do with the rest of the papers I made? I made a whole bunch of them. Where are they? Okay then. Well, this is interesting. I have a talent. Many of you might not know this about me right now, but I mean, some of you might, because some of you know me in real life. Those of you who don't know me in real life, I'm about to make a true confession. I have an unparalleled skill at misplacing things. I haven't moved. I haven't moved from this spot, and yet, oh, see, there they are. And yet it took me that long to find where I put these papers. They were right there. Oh, good grief. Okay, that one's pretty cool. That one's pretty cool all across the way. Maybe I make both pockets out of that. Either that, or I need to find one that's going to match this pretty well. I think this one kind of does, but this one's really mottled. This one's just darker. Like lots darker. I don't know if it's wide enough. I could do it this way though. All right, well, let's try a couple of things, I guess. I have a feeling all I'm going to do today is get the pockets built and on the page. And that's all we're going to do, because I'm just finding it next to impossible to pull my brain together today. So unless something like a light bulb goes off and I get some super adrenaline energy going, I think it's going to be silly to fight for more. I think it's just going to be silly and depressing. Okay. So there's that. Why do I keep putting the cutter away when I know darn well I'm not done with it? Silly girl. This isn't going to be big enough for 4 panels either, I don't think. I have an idea for what I want inside these doors, but I honestly find my own idea daunting and I don't want to do it. How's that for bizarre, huh? Okay, let's see what we got here. We have this one, that's the original. And we have this one. Are they just too different? Or do we have to actually try them in the windows to see? Maybe we do. Maybe we do. So let's pull the doors over again and we'll set those aside and see what is going on over here. So this isn't done, right? These doors, they're going to need more stuff going on. I'm not sure what the more stuff will be, but I'm going to cut off the extra. At least do this. And we'll see what we got going on. Going completely off camera. That does not help my situation. There we go. One door. Yay! And what's behind door number 2? I hope I think of a different concept. Or I become undaunted. I guess it doesn't matter which. You know, sometimes when a project seems too much in your brain, I mean a project not just in art, but any project in life, when it seems too big in your brain, you just do it, right? And it turns out that it wasn't nearly as bad as your brain thought it was. Maybe that's the truth about what I want to do for this page. Maybe it really wouldn't be that big a deal. That could happen. This one is still very soggy. Soggy. Okay. I got it done anyway. There's the other door. So, here is the page. There is door number 1. And it will go approximately there-ish. Door number 2 is much drier already. And we'll go approximately there-ish. And let's see what these are going to look like. So my idea is that I create a backdrop for the door as well as the back side of the door. So what I mean by that is there's the backdrop, right? So when you put something in there, you'll see the thing that you put in there, and when you take it out, you'll see this. But then if I make it double like this, when I open the door, you'll see this. So there's that one. And the other one, didn't I just set them both over here right just now? I did, right? I set them both over here. I had them both in my grubby little paws. I set them over here together. Oh, guys, not functioning well. So, I don't know where the other piece is. Okay, here it is. Holy buckets, man. Holy buckets, man. Okay, so, this in here. All right, and this one in this side. The question for me is, are they too different? Are they too opposing? Not really. I mean, one is lighter and one is darker, right? Oh, and it's hard to see in the glare. There, I'll hold it up like this so you can see what I'm seeing. One is lighter and one's darker, but they are in the same color families, so I don't feel terrible about it. Here, wait. What about this? Ooh, I think that's a win. I think that's a win. Okay, so there are my doors. There are the pockets to line the doors. The doors are going to need some finishing, and the pockets will need some trimming because you can see they're just a touch too fat and won't let the door close properly. Okay. I am going to pause and do a few things. I'll be right back. Okay. So I've done a few things and I almost continued on without hitting the pause button on my camera. And that would have been bad. So, you know what? I can see a bit of a problem with this. If I put anything in this pocket, it's just going to catch on this, isn't it? So let's see. How close to the glue can I trim this? And can I do it enough so it won't catch? I don't know if that'll catch or not. I think it still will, but it's a very, very thin film. So maybe not. All right, here is my piece of paper. It's all edged and ready to go. I also did some edging on the doors, and we're going to glue this in place. First, I'm going to get it nice and even in the doorway. And then open up the doorway, hold it in place, and we're gonna glue. Down one side, across the bottom, and up the other side. Something very long and thin is the only thing that's going to be able to go in this pocket. But that's okay. We will measure appropriately at the time and build something just for this door. Yep. I'm sure that will happen. Holding just for a second or 5, and there we go. So now if this is glued to the page and the door opens, that is exactly what I wanted. Except now I have a chance to glue this shut. And my question is, do I make this a double-decker pocket? Or do I just glue the whole thing shut? I don't know about you, but I can't resist opportunities to make more pockets. I don't have to use it. I don't have to use it. It might be just, I mean, but it's there. It's an opportunity pocket. That sounds like something that should be in a D&D campaign. The pocket of opportunity. Okay, there we go. With one, let's get the other one done. I swear I end up with more ink on myself and glue on myself than I get on my projects. Tis a bit ridiculous. Okay, let's get this nice and evened up. Again, the page is trimmed, the door and the paper are edged. I didn't edge the windows in the doors, and sooner or later they might be. And I have a couple of spots right here and a couple across this window that are coming unglued. But the doors are not done. They're not done. So, oops, I forgot about the trimming thing again. Ooh, ooh. Oh my, right at the glue if I can. And a little curvy bit around the corner should help. I did the other one better. This one I kind of messed up. I kind of messed this one up. So I am looking for hints from anybody who has gotten their Etsy store off the ground. Mine has not gotten off the ground, and I don't think I want to change stores. I don't think I do anyway, at least not right now. So do you have any tips for getting your store off the ground? And crud muffins, I forgot my second question. I had a second question. If I remember it, I will say it. The second question was the actual question because it made me think of the Etsy question. Oh well, it'll come back to me. If it's an important question, I'm sure I will remember what it was. Okay, we'll just hold this one for a bit. Is this a tear in the page, or is this... I can't tell what this white spot is right here. Can you see that? Right there. I can't tell if that's something in the napkin design or if I tore through it a bit. I can't tell what's going on there. Okay, there we go. And same thing on this side. I can't resist making another pocket. So I'm going to glue as thin as I can manage to get as much pocket space as I can get. Now I have double tuck spots. So each door is now a tuck spot in the back this way, so you can't see it in the window, and is also a tuck spot up front. Come on. Come on, there we go. Is also a tuck spot up front with the window. Okay. I like it. Now let's try this one and make sure this one isn't glued shut. There's the one with the window. And, uh-oh, did I, no, there it is. Okay, and the one behind the window. There we go. All right, let's pull out, oh, it's right here. Let's pull out the page that these are gonna go on. Figure out how to get them pretty darn close to even though I've got the design a little bit wonky, but hardly at all. I mean, it's just a speck wonky. Did a speck of wonky ever hurt anybody? I don't think so. You know what I'm seeing though? I'm seeing that I could easily even this up, so I'm gonna. Let's pull this out and see. This one's just really super messy on the bottom, and I think it's only napkin that's kind of messing it up. Yeah, see, that didn't even take off my edging, my ink edging. So I think that's all that needed to be done there. And then one door is taller than the other. So if we line the bottoms up, it's this one. It's just a speck taller. So I'm going to take just my ink line off and re-ink and hope that that's perfect. It'll be perfect. Sure it will. Let's see. Wow. I think I might have got away with that silliness. Okay, I might have got a little bit of my ink line off on the bottom, but it really was only napkin, not on the bottom. Okay, so let's see again. If I put this door right inside the 3 rings, where would this one end up? That's pretty perfect. That's what I want. Okay, so I just have to put the glue on this one. Right here. Yikes. I'm going to make sure that's to all the edges because I don't want this door coming up at all once it's dry. Okay. Then, where do we want the door on the page? I think I'll drop it down a little bit from where I had it before, so that we've got room for the stuff to stick out the top. And we're putting it just inside or outside the rings. So about like that. And to make sure it doesn't glue itself shut, let's open it up till the glue dries a little bit. I think it might have slid though. Let me check. Nope, we're good. We're good. Okay, let's let that sit there while we get the glue on this one. No, this one. Okay. There. Very nice. Now, we'll line it up on this side. And squish it. Squoosh. Squoosh. Okay, wow, that's really just not very even at all, is it? How in the world did that happen? All right, well, I mean, oh, bother. I'm not sure how I ended up quite so wonky, but I'm quite wonky. Okay. Maybe my page is wonky. Maybe it's the, because look, they're even over here. I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is, I guess. Nothing I can do about it now. They are on the page. There we go. Now, I have a plan for in here. Like I said, my plan is a little daunting. So I'm kind of hoping I'll come up with a new idea. If I don't, good grief. This is where the story will continue in here. After we had forgotten snacks. I hope I change my mind. Not even kidding. What if, I wonder if I cut this in half, if this would be too much for a card to go in that window. How wide is this? This is just under 4 inches. So I will double the just under and cut it at just under 2. Double just under 2 and see if we can use this for a card base. Oh, that's tight though. Yikes. Too much glue. Too much glue. It has oozed. There is no space. How about this side? Even worse. Okay, I gotta trim these a little bit. How about if I call it 1 3/4? I will drop this to 1 3/4. And I will drop this one to 1 3/4. And we'll see if those fit. Certainly much better. I did not have to fight that nearly so much. And the other side, let's try it. It is a little busy, but I think that it might work itself out with the next steps on the doors. So I'm going to keep this idea in here, and I'm going to continue working on this on my own. I'm really not in any fit condition for recording, so if you hang out with me during this video, I sure do appreciate you hanging out with me when, I mean, I think I'm chaotic in general, but I don't know that I did anything coherent today, and I apologize if that's the case. You know what we could do? Let's just do this thing before we skedaddle. Let's do this. Let's tear this off. Oh, I hit one of those extra long fibers in this paper. It can be tricky to pull out. They're, you got to get the fiber out without ripping the whole paper to pieces. But let's, okay, we got to pretend there's already a pocket piece there. Right? But let's put the pieces in here and see what it looks like. In its new home. In its new home. So Effie met Remy and Ember, and then they made salvage birds, and then they found a Polaroid camera and took selfies. And they turned out really funny because of their size difference. And then they were separated, and Effie had dreams about time flying. And then they had a discussion about whose favorite holiday was whose. And then I forgot what the Kintsugi houses were. Oh, the gingerbread houses. They put the houses back together with golden frosting from the bakery, and then they bought each other the same present, and then Effie became sick, but Amber took good care of him, and then the babies came, and then Remy came back to thank them and was a fairy, not just an ordinary butterfly, and then Ember needed a break, so Effie babysat, and Grandma came, and then it was time for the boys to move out on their own, so Effie made everybody friendship bracelets. And off the boys went, but Bronwyn is going to have to stay behind for a little while. Then Bronwyn, Ember, and Effie went on a picnic, but got so excited at an invitation from Remy that they forgot their picnic basket and ran off and forgot about it for a long time, and all these critters thought they were so lucky to find this picnic basket with all these lovely snacks in, and everybody found a snack because of them being there and forgotten. And then this page, should I tell you the story ahead of time, or should I wait till I get the pieces together? I'll just tell you that it has to do with some guilty feelings. And I already know what goes on this page because I knew how the story ended before I finished conceptualizing the story. So I already know what goes on this page. Hopefully I'll be functioning better and can put it together and can show it to you. But the next stage after getting the last page in the book will be fixing up all the pages, finishing the little details. I never did do the 5x7 trading card finish. Obviously, you can see that the style has changed from the front of the book to the back of the book, so we have to do some things to make it more cohesive. I have completely forgotten the summer version of the leaves, so we're doing summer right now and I don't know that we have any of the leaves in it. So we have to fix that for the cohesion bit. And then here is the cover. And here is at least a part of the cover art. But this is going to be a monster of a book when it's done. And I'm not entirely sure what I'll even do with it. Oops, sorry, Suni. Sorry, Suni. Here, can I have my scissors and all my paper? There you go. All right, so actually this turned out to be a regular length video for me, even though, I don't know, we didn't get very far. I apologize. We will, get to the Costa Rican caramel cookie and the rest of the story, and there is some guilty feelings that come in on the next page, in the windows and behind the windows. Look at that. It's a triple decker sandwich cookie with just it's just another layer. Like the center one is just a top. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but that's kind of funny. It's pretty tasty though. That's like shortbread with caramel. And boy, you can't go wrong with shortbread and caramel. I'm gonna go get ungluey. I'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging out.